My name is Naomi Strawhorn. 6 years ago, my husband Trey and I became foster parents and then adoptive parents to 3 incredible children: Sarah, age 15, Marissa, age 12, and James, 11 years old. When I became a parent, I discovered a new skill. In about 10 seconds, I have the ability to compose a 5-star lecture, amazing, lengthy speeches that could include 3 points, a conclusion. I might throw in a metaphor, which I thought was pretty impressive. But for many of us, our children have trouble with auditory processing. In moments of dysregulation, our children cannot process more than a few words at a time. So then it became a problem of efficiency. Why say with 1,000 words what I could have said with a few? My lecture tool, I've come to realize, was not effective. So I've had to learn a better way. Life value terms are simple phrases with great meaning. They are taught proactively during moments of regulation and connection. I'm going to say that again. These life value terms are taught proactively during moments of regulation and connection. If I forge these life value terms in connection with my child, then in moments of dysregulation, I can use these same life value terms to draw my child back to me, using that same connection. In those hurricanes of dysregulation, and we know those hurricanes of dysregulation, these life value terms become like lifesaver buoys that we use to draw our children back to us. We know that the hurricanes are coming. We have seen their destruction, and we know that they are on their way. So we must build these life value terms before the hurricane arrives, in moments of connection and in moments of regulation. I love the idea of roots and fruits. If my roots are connection, then my fruits will be connection. You get connection fruit from the connection tree. But if my roots are shame, then my fruits will be fear-based behaviors. Again, if my roots are shame, then my fruits will be fear-based behaviors. If I shame my child for lying, then my child will likely learn to be better at lying. So here are some examples that we learn from TBRI, taught again in moments of strong connection and regulation. The first is good words and good eyes. Good words and good eyes is how we all get what we need. These things are built into our children's skills of how do you get what you need? Well, I use good words and good eyes. I use this in the courtroom, and I use this at my job, and I use it with my children. Asking or telling. That is another phrase that we can use. It's got a built-in redo. So if my children come to me and they say, "Mom, you have not fed me, I'm starving," and they're complaining, well, I can say, "Are you asking or telling?" And then when they say, "Oh, can I please have a snack?" Then I can say, "Great, good words and good eyes." Gentle and kind. This is a phrase that I love to teach alongside animals when we are petting a dog or when we're petting a cat. I can say, "Great job, gentle and kind." And then when they're hanging out with their friends, I can say, "Hey, we need to be gentle and kind," because again, they were taught in moments of regulation and connection. Another phrase is stick together, which means we are a team with our behavior and in our success. No hurts is another phrase. It teaches the impact of our words and our actions. It helps us be mindful of the effect of our words and our actions on others around us. Have fun is a great one because this is personally my own structure and my children's nurture. Having fun is so important for us to connect with our children. But for me, because I don't naturally love to get down and play with kids at home when I'm thinking about menus and when I'm thinking about what needs to happen before tomorrow, it's a reminder that I need to have fun with my children to connect with them. Another phrase is with permission and supervision. This teaches great boundaries for kids. If they come and ask me, "Hey, Mom, can I get on my tablet?" I can say yes, with permission and supervision. All of these life value skills, life value terms are explicit. And every family has their own life value terms that are explicit, said out loud. Here are some of ours. The first one that I teach on day one when a kiddo first moves into our home is hands off. This is our personal life value term, and it looks like this. When we teach hands off, I say, "Hey, let's throw a ball." "Okay, we're gonna practice hands off." And I'll do it purposefully in the middle of a throw, and they'll let go and the ball will bounce wherever it goes. And so that is taught in a moment of connection and regulation. It is something that we do together. And then I say, great job, that was great, hands off. And then when the wheels come off at the end of the day and my child is reaching for a hot stove, for a dangerous animal outside, for broken glass because of behavior that has just happened, I can pull my child back with connection by saying hands off. And then I don't lecture them after they've done that, but what I say is, great job doing hands off, come to me. Another life value term in my family is that I was born and raised in Hawaii, and I bring my home culture to my parenting. And so the word kuleana is a Hawaiian word meaning responsibility. In our home, we often ask, what is my kuleana in this situation? We are teaching taking responsibility, what that looks like, and we teach what it doesn't look like. So what is not my kuleana? Another phrase that we use in our home is honest and brave. This is a life value term that we use to acknowledge that it is very scary to tell the truth. For a child with roots in fear, lying is a survival skill that protected them from physical harm. A child with a lie is a child trembling with fear behind a very flimsy shield of a lie. If I can praise the courage that it takes to tell the truth, then I can draw my child back to me without the fear of punishment. Then we have those behaviors that I like to call the bigs. Big hurts, big words, and big collateral damage. If I love you is a life value term that I have forged in connection and regulation, then when the wheels come off, it sounds like this. Buddy, even when you hurt me, I still love you. Even when you curse at me, I still love you. Even when. In the sunshine and in the rain, at the awards ceremony and at the school discipline meeting, on the luxury cruise and on the stormy, destructive seas, our life value terms are steadfast in the storm, even when. And then when my own behavior fails, which happens often, this same child can place his hand on my shoulder and say, Miss Naomi, even when you're so very grumpy, I still love you. What is this magical thing? It is the connection tree. When your roots are in connection, then your fruits can also be in connection. In addition to those explicit life value terms that we have, each family also has their own life value terms that are implicit. They may not have spoken out loud, they may not be spoken out loud, but they are implied. So this is where I must examine my own roots, my own junk. As a child, my parents were well recognized within my community. Wherever I went, I was so-and-so's daughter. This explicit message was that I should be a proud member of my family of origin, and I am. But deeper than that, the implicit message was, you represent our family in public. Your behavior, good or bad, reflects on us. The intention was good behavior, but it was rooted in shame. For me, the roots were shame, and the fruit was good behavior, but it was based in fear. This life value term taught me to dismiss and ignore my own needs, emotionally and physically. So now it's my job to fix the root. And what else is in my roots? What other implicit life value terms did I receive? Did I have a voice that mattered? Do I continue to have a voice that matters? If I flip my lid when my children ignore me, then I have got some digging to do and find that root, because as their parent, it is my job to give them voice. It is not their job to give me voice. Now I know any unmet need from my own childhood has potential for those old, hurtful life value terms to become our family's legacy for future generations. If I deal with my roots, then my children's roots can also be in connection, and their children can benefit from connection fruit. If trauma can be transmitted, then I would argue healing can be transmitted as well. We need to take time to examine our implicit life value terms. We need to take time to build explicit life value terms that add life to our children, add connection, and add a sense of felt safety to our children. If my roots are in connection, then my fruits will be in connection, and that is the connection tree.